Are you starting a new leadership role? Congratulations! That is so exciting. Leadership can be so much fun and so rewarding, but there are also a few pitfalls that we can step into and mistakes that we can make as we embark on a new leadership role. Whether this is your first role as a leader or you're an experienced leader, these are things that I see happening quite regularly. So in this video, I will share with you some common mistakes and how to avoid them. Hi, I'm Ann Koopman. I'm a leadership coach and I'm a former senior leader in the manufacturing industry. And on this channel, I share tips from my experience as a leader, but also my work with over hundreds of leaders and teams over the last 6 years. So here are 7 mistakes to avoid as you embark on this new leadership role. Mistake number 1, arriving with a set agenda. The pressure can feel high when we start a leadership role, especially if it's your first role or if it's a bigger promotion. You might feel like there's a lot of pressure on you and you might have a bit of self-doubt whether you've got what it takes. So we want to make a good impression. We want to really come in hot and we want to showcase that we've got everything under control and that we've got what it takes. And so sometimes this can lead to us coming with a set agenda and already make changes way too fast. You might have some perceived ideas of what needs to happen and what needs to change, but it's important that you take your time to really get to know the team and listen to the backstories, get some context about certain things that are going on to really make sure that you don't step on anybody's toes and that you take the people along the journey with you. They will also have some really good ideas of things that need to change, or even tell you about things that they've already tried to change, but they were things that were getting in the way. And this brings me to the second mistake, which is not listening enough. When we come in hot with a set agenda and we want to get quick wins, we can forget to listen to the people in the team. You might lose the trust of your team members because for them it might look like you're undervaluing their experiences and their opinions and their ambitions. So instead, what you want to do is, especially at the start, have regularly one-on-ones with everyone on the team. Not just one time. Really start by meeting on a weekly basis with everyone on the team. Start by listening first. Don't yet go in with your goals and your set expectations and your agenda. Start to really listen, understand their ambitions, understand where they're coming from, understand what's important to them, what they need to change, and what they expect from you as their new leader. Really take time to listen to gain a good understanding of what's going on. Mistake number 3 is letting your ego get in the way. Because we want to protect ourselves and our ego, and we don't want to be judged or we don't want to be perceived as we don't know, we don't have what it takes, we can sometimes shut off a little bit and we can pretend that we're someone that we're not. Maybe we won't dare to be vulnerable and we might pretend that we've got it all figured out. The key really is, if you want to build trust with your team, you got to be authentic. You got to show who you are. You got to talk about your strength, but also talk about your weaknesses. Start to talk about what you bring to the team, but also what the team can do for you and how they can support you. To really showcase that everyone plays a role in this team. Don't be too scared to be vulnerable, because if you put up a wall and you won't show your true self, it's going to be really hard for you to build the trust with the team. And then from there, being successful with the whole team. The next tip is comparing your new team to your old team. This is a trap that a few people tap into sometimes, because you might have come from a team where everything was working well. You've maybe been with the team for a while, you've managed the team for a while, so there was high trust, good relationships. Maybe you even got to curate the team and you got to really hire everyone on the team and choose the people. So everything might have been running really smoothly. And now you come to the new team where you were not the person selecting everyone on the team. So the team is already there. They're already set. There's relationship dynamics going on. There is certain performance dynamics going on. And it can be really tempting to compare and find all the things that are not working well with the team and judging them based on your experiences with the other team. But don't forget that every team is unique. Every individual is unique. And so the composition of people on the team is always going to be different. They will have different experiences, they will have different strengths, and they will have different goals and expectations. It's really important that you take a step back and look at the strengths that everybody brings. Yes, it will be different. Yes, they might be working differently than what you're used to or what you prefer. But start to look at, what can you gain from that? What is it that everybody brings to the team? What are the unique strengths and the combined strength of the team? And how can you use that to the advantage to achieve your goals? It might feel a bit different because maybe you won't have as many trusted friends or former peers in this team than you did before. But that's okay. You can find trusted people in the organization and you can find people that can support you along the way as well. And the next 2 mistakes are avoiding to make any changes to the team, and also the balance, because another mistake is making too many changes too quickly. And this is such a tricky one to get right, because sometimes as a leader, we see that there's something really wrong and we don't, because you've listened to my mistakes, you don't want to come in too strong with a set agenda. So you kind of hold back on making calls and making decisions. But don't forget that if you observe something that's truly not working, if there is somebody that's toxic in the team, or if there's true performance issues that are really derailing the performance of the whole team, it's really important that you do step in and you do act. It doesn't mean that you will let go of people. It just means that you really have to address things that you can observe so clearly. When things need to change, you also need to make these changes. There might be things that really need to change in order to turn this team around. But then on the other hand, do not make too many changes too quickly. It's really about the balance, because the team can't handle too much uncertainty, right? Managing change is always tricky and always difficult. By you coming in as a new leader, that's already a change that the team has to manage. Depending on their relationship with their old leader and what has happened, they might need some time to trust you, and it might feel a bit difficult for them to get used to you as their leader. And then if you make too many changes at once, it can really derail how the team performs, because they might not really know what's expected. They might feel confused and they might not know where to go with their emotions. So it's quite a delicate balance to get right, but reflect on what are some necessary changes that you can do straight away, what are some easy quick wins that you can do straight away, and then what are some bigger changes that you can schedule down the track. Not everything has to happen straight away. You can already highlight these things. You can highlight what you notice, and then you can discuss it with the team and make a plan for the next 12 months for things to change. It doesn't all have to happen at once just because you observe it. And then the last mistake is to not spend enough time with your new manager. And this is a tricky one because it's often influenced by your manager. I've had some clients that have taken on new leadership roles, and in that part, they've started coaching with me to get some support. And often they are suddenly working for a new leader that is too busy to meet on a regular basis. And so they don't even know what's expected of them. They don't have any chance to talk about things that they're wondering about or worrying about. And it can feel quite hard to know what's expected of you and in which speed, which then amplifies all of the other mistakes that we talked about. So really make sure that you ask for one-on-one time with your manager, that you prepare some important questions. You really want to understand what's expected of you, the history of the team, and then also discuss strategies and goals that you might have observed and you want to put into place, especially when we want to try and balance not changing too much too soon. It can help you to talk about the things that you observe with your leader, because you can showcase that you're actually seeing things and potential for change and for wins and for improvements. And you can then with them together decide what's the best time plan, what's the best strategy to implement those. So you want to make sure that you get enough time with your new leader to establish alignment on the goals, expectations, and priorities. So these were 7 mistakes that you want to avoid as you embark on your new leadership role. Let me know what resonated with you or any thoughts or questions that might come up. And comment below, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And if you want more tips on how to start a new leadership role and 10 steps to do in your first 90 days, make sure you check out this video here.